Welcome back to a 10 TV News special report, Criminals Off the Record. I'm Kristen Hartman.
And I'm Jerry Revish. Before the break, 10 Investigates revealed how mistakes in the criminal background check system delay law-abiding people from getting jobs.
And they also showed how criminals go off the record when local courts leave holes that last for months. 10 Investigates' Nathan Vaca concludes our special report discovering ways these problems can be fixed.
This half hour, we've told you how gaps in Ohio's criminal background check system can put your family in jeopardy. Together, we've discovered many dangers with the system, but the lingering question is, how can we fix these failures? Now we're finding answers, uncovering secrets, and showing what you can do to protect your loved ones.
We begin with the person at the top. Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine sat down with us to explain what his office is doing to correct problems at the Bureau of Criminal Investigation. BCI runs Ohio's background check system using software from company 3M Cogent. The AG's office sent a letter to Cogent in April. It says employees experienced more than 10,000 down hours in 2014, and Cogent's system continues to perform poorly this year as well. For that downtime, the AG's office is asking for a credit of $6.2 million. In their response, Cogent took no responsibility.
Were you satisfied with Cogent's response?
You know, I'm not so much interested in who's responsible or who's going to take responsibility. What I'm interested in is how we get it fixed and how we move forward.
The Attorney General's office says that a new background check system could be up and running by mid-2017. To accomplish that, the consultant, MTG Management Consultants, is expected to be paid about $500,000.
We're frankly looking for this consultant to help us put everything together. This is quite a complex operation.
It's budget time at the Ohio State House, so we approached lawmakers from both parties to get their reaction on what 10 Investigates uncovered about holes in Ohio's background check system.
Well, I've naturally been somewhat disappointed.
Any fix would go through Republican State Senator John Eklund's Criminal Justice Committee.
It will be scrutinized, but I know there'll be a lot of support in the Ohio Senate for helping get at what the Attorney General has pledged to do.
Ranking Democratic State Senator Charlita Tavares.
But we're not addressing it. I would have hoped that a request would have come in if more money was needed. A request would have come in to the Budget Committee. None came in. It's a scandal because it's been going on for quite a bit of time.
So what fascinated us is that Ohio lawmakers are only now hearing about major problems with the Ohio criminal background check system. It's been 8 months since we first started asking questions. After all, the Ohio Attorney General's office is just across the street from the State House. So if the problems are serious enough to demand millions of dollars from a software company and to have a major overhaul of the system, why are we only now hearing about these problems?
We posed that question first to the person directly under the Attorney General, BCI Superintendent Tom Stickrath.
What did the Attorney General know and when?
He's been certainly aware of issues with the architecture that we're dealing with and with our plans moving forward.
At a recent event, Attorney General DeWine tells us he's written memos demanding urgent fixes.
My staff knows, and the memo certainly reflected my sense of urgency, that it's important for us to be able to constantly provide the data that is needed by law enforcement agencies.
We asked the Attorney General's office for those memos during his 5 years as head of this office, but his office told us that no such memos exist. The Attorney General has also told us that millions of dollars have been spent to improve computer systems at BCI.
We're in a situation where we're fixing it. We've already spent millions of dollars to fix the IT in the office because we know that law enforcement depends on it.
But we asked to see how those millions of dollars were spent. We received no records. Thirdly, the Attorney General repeatedly says only a small number of employers were affected by background check errors.
Last year, 1.3 million criminal records that we reported back. I think there were 195 that we reported back. A person had no criminal record. We found out that they did.
We asked for a list of employers given incorrect information about criminals they didn't know they were hiring. The Attorney General's office told us, once again, no such records exist. After 10 Investigates began airing its findings this spring, those who have worked with the system began to talk. We heard current employees want to talk too, but can't due to their security clearance. Their association president, though, wanted to speak on their behalf.
A lot of the calls that we are getting in currently, I mean, it talks to lack of manpower. It talks about a broken system that's been broken for quite some time at BCI.
Another problem to confront are the missing records created when local courts fail to send them to the state. Ohio court clerks met mid-May in Columbus. BCI employees came to discuss ways to fix problems, but that BCI employee refused to speak to the clerks about background checks if our cameras were inside.
Is there any chance that afterwards we can?
We thank you for coming, but I'm afraid that the doors will be closed.
So elected officials met with a public agency to discuss ways to work a taxpayer-funded system, all in secret.
Criminal records are something you likely don't think about. That is, until a broken system delays your job application or can leave a sex offender caring for your child.
So Nathan, what can people who are watching this report do about the problem?
Well, there are ways you can get around some missing records by doing your own record search. Now, there are common pleas, municipal and mayor's courts that all have their own records, and each jail also has arrest records. We show you how you can find those step by step on our website, 10tv.com/brokentrust. But experts say one of the best ways to avoid becoming a victim is to know the people who worked with your loved ones. Questioning caregivers can give your family an extra layer of security.
Always a good reminder, always a good piece of advice. Thank you, Nathan. And thank you for joining us for this special report.
10 TV will continue to monitor this vital system to make sure criminals don't remain off the record. Good night.